Broadcasting live from the Murdicks via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we continue our opening night doubleheader as we feature the defending Predators Cup champions, the Ravenwood Raptors, as they take on Independence. A more experienced Independence, an Independence full of seniors. But Ravenwood are also full of seniors. However, there is one notable name from last season who is not playing with the Raptors this season. As we continue with our opening night of coverage, one final in the books, Summit Page beating the Outlaws 3-2. We've got Brentwood and JP2 going on over at Bellevue, and over on Rink B here at Centennial. Centennial and Franklin BGA should be starting soon. Independence finished 8th in the upper tier last regular season, and they were the first team knocked out of the Predators Cup. No surprise. They went 7-14. Did not win a single game in that January playthrough. They lost their number one goalie, Andrew Critchbaum. They lost him to graduation. Cole Bishop, their second leading scorer, he had 30 points in just 8 games. He didn't come back after Christmas. He's not going to be on the roster this year either. He's playing for the Niagara Ice Dogs. Nick House, their third leading scorer, the All-Star Game MVP, he moved out of state. Charlie Cedar, their top defenseman, he graduated. Ryan Lawson graduated. But they have brought back a lot of names this year. I tell you what, if you put Grant Williams if you took Grant Williams and put him on this Independence team, they might finish near the top of the league because there is a lot of experience on this team. Camden Rumo back for his final year. Wyatt Lutkins back for one more year. Jack Behringer in goal back for one more year. Ryder McDonald back for one more year. Jacob Giblin back for one more year. Jax Grayson, Dylan Rosardi back for one more year. Evan McAllister back for one more year. Rhett Gordon is a junior this year. He's back. Ryan Hoverson, AJ Novak, the young kids from last year, they're back. But the big back is Ben Howard. Ben Howard spent last year playing for the Decatur Blaze of the USPHL Premier Division. He has decided to come back home for his senior year. Braden Sisapaniak was also not on the roster last year. He has come back for his senior year. There are 11 seniors on this Independence team this year. This is a very experienced Independence squad. And it's going to be interesting to see how they do against Ravenwood tonight. On to Ravenwood, and boy, their roster this year looks a little bit different from last year. They finished third in the upper tier in the regular season, won the Predators Cup. But the big surprise is who is not coming back. Now they graduated Ryan DeBoer and Ethan DeLorge. Not really big losses. But Cooper Hill, their fourth leading scorer and maybe the driving force behind them winning the Predators Cup, has opted to just play for a Junior Preds AAA team this year. So he did not come back. Hayden Staley also didn't come back. But the good news for Ravenwood is their third leading scorer, Liam Powell, did come back. And they have actually their top 3 scorers from last year, Luke Schenkel and the Powell brothers, Luke and Liam, are all back. Luke's, Powell, and Schenkel are both seniors. In fact, there are 9 seniors in this Ravenwood team. Cohen Landcamer, Gavin Hussey, Owen Gilroy, Sutton Kornblum, Ryan Farrell, Luke Hawanick, Zach Egley, Luke Schenkel, and Luke Powell. Both of Ravenwood's goalies are seniors. They had a third-string goalie last year, Alex Beck, who played in 3 regular season games, but he moved to Rutherford County and got onto the Rampage roster and ended up in the goalie lottery, and he is now back up to Andrew Stratton at Centennial this year. So Ravenwood, outside of 9 seniors, they have 5 sophomores, 1 freshman, and 2 juniors. They have 17 players on the roster. Patrick Higgins is still the head coach. Guy Brooks still coaching Independence, by the way. Owen Gilroy is serving a 2-game suspension. Of course, if you remember that Preds Cup final, if necessary, game, there were a couple of scrums in that, and Owen Gilroy got a 2-game suspension. For grabbing an opponent's face mask. There were a lot of suspensions from that. Sam Lallo got 2 games, originally got 2 games for fighting. It was cut down to 1 game, but because he graduated, that turned into a $100 fine. 4 Mount Juliet players all got suspensions. Joey Simonek got 6 games, 2 for head contact with a stick, 1 game for 4 or more penalties in a game, and 3 match penalties for kicking. 3 games for 3 separate match penalties for kicking. He graduated, so that turned into a $600 fine. Robbie Simonek has a 2-game suspension for a goaltender leaving the crease to join an altercation. Kyle Alsaker has a 6-game suspension, a match penalty. Apparently he speared a Ravenwood fan in one of those scrums. I think it was the scrum near the very end of the game. Easton Krensky got 2 games for spearing an opponent, but Easton Krensky turned into a $200 fine. Easton Krensky is not playing his senior year this year. He is on Mount Juliet's baseball team, and he is considered one of the best outfielders in the state of Tennessee. So he is going to focus on baseball this year and try and get himself a nice scholarship. I really can't blame him. And Mount Juliet head coach Dylan Caffrey has been suspended 2 games because his team got more than 12 penalties in that Preds Cup, if necessary, game. So, yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened in that Preds Cup, if necessary, game that got some folks into some trouble. Zamboni is off the ice, so shouldn't be too much longer before the players get out there for warm-up. Oh, Aaron Judge finally hit his 61st homer. As they get the buzzer to hit the ice and start warming up. So just been told Patrick Higgins had a child over the summer, so he's not going to be here that much. So Mike Driscoll has been promoted to head coach. So that's what a stunning offseason for Ravenwood. Their young freshman, one of their big young freshmen opts not to come back. And their head coach is off being a dad. You know, I really, out of all the teams in A or Tier 1, I can't really pick a favorite right now. I don't think NBA, well, they got some experience with Hunter Wick in goal. They graduated Jack Moschel and Matt Thayer, but I don't know. Hunter Wick played some games last year, so he has some GNASH experience. Not really sure about Brentwood. They graduated a big senior class last year, and I'm going to be honest. The young kids they had on the 2020-21 team didn't really improve very much from that season to last season. We'll see how they've done since then. But I don't know. Centennial have a new head coach in Connor McKenzie. We'll see. We shall see how this shakes out. Because I don't know. I mean, whoever ends up in that bottom two and has to do the round robin to see if they switch tiers. I don't know. It might end up being pretty interesting. I looking at the rosters, I think Franklin might be one of those two teams. Abby Tanner, their one goalie from last season, moved to Washington, D.C., so they had no goalies. So like Station Camp Summit Page last year, both of their goalies this year are from the lottery. JP2 might be the other. But it's going to be real interesting to see how this unfolds over these next 7, 8 weeks. Of course, like I said during the Summit Outlaw game, Independents are playing their first 3 games over these next 7 days. Tonight against Ravenwood, Monday against MBA, and next Wednesday against Franklin. Ravenwood are playing their first game tonight. In fact, they're playing 1 game a week. Ryan Farrell in net for Ravenwood. Ravenwood playing tonight, then next Wednesday against Centennial. Then the following week they're off for Williamson County spring break. Then they play again on the 17th. Then the next week, and then week 6. The only games are on Halloween night. And then the next week, either the 7th or the 9th. And then on November 14th, they and NBA are playing the last game in Phase 1. Trent Pavlik in goal for Independence as this game is underway. For this first period, Ravenwood will move the puck from my left to right, and Independence from my right to left. There's Ben Howard on the ice for Indy for the first time in over a year. Again, spent last season in Illinois playing for the Decatur Blaze of the USPHL Premier Division as Ravenwood are called offside. He didn't have a bad season. He scored a goal, but I don't think the experience was up to snuff for him, and he decided to come back for his senior year. Draws in front of the Indy bench. Won by Ravenwood. Here is Luke Powell, left wing side of the Indy zone. Behind the net. Passing it off. Here's Liam Powell shooting. Stopped by Pavlik. Rebound, score. Liam Powell with a shot from the left half wall. And then the rebound buried. I'm not sure by who. I think it was Jack Reddy who was out in front of the net. Ravenwood are wearing those black sweaters with the charcoal numbers. So it's 1-0 Ravenwood. 31 seconds in as the Raptors ice the puck. Draws to the right of Ryan Farrell. Won by Indy. Puck over on the far boards. And now picked up by Ravenwood. Luke Powell at center. Into the Indy zone. With some space to the net. A shot stopped by Pavlik. Rebound sitting out in front. And Cohen Landcamer couldn't put it in. There's another shot. Score! From the left circle. I think it's Zach Egley. Yes, it is. It is Zach Egley making it 2-0 Ravenwood with 12:50 to go in the first. So Ravenwood jumping on top early. Puck out on the far side. Now Liam Powell. A sophomore now carrying it to center. Into the Indy zone. Puck kicked off his stick as he tried to go around the defender. I think it was Jax Grayson. Luke Schenkel holding the puck into the left point, sending it down to Powell in the left wing corner. Put out in front, but unable to get a stick on it was junior Will Gallagher, newcomer to the team. A.J. Novak clearing the puck out. Rhett Gordon falling at center. He would have received a pass from Novak if he hadn't fallen over. Now here's Schenkel behind his own net. Schenkel, stretch pass ahead to Powell at center. Liam Powell, right wing side of the Indy zone. Maneuvering, gives the puck off to Will Gallagher, who couldn't get the shot away. Now the puck out at center. And then I think too many men called against Indy. Yes, too many men called against the Eagles. So who's going to serve the penalty? Nobody's sitting in the box for Indy. Draws to the left of Pavlik. So Ravenwood getting their first power play of the season up 2-0 with 11:47 to go in the first. Here's Sutton Kornblum at center. Banging the puck off the near boards. Wyatt Lutkins now. Indy clearing it back into the Ravenwood zone. Lutkins sending it back down deep. It's going up the far boards. Jacob Giblin overskated it. Now here's Zach Egley at center. Left wing side of the Indy zone. Egley behind the net. Now to the right wing corner. Ready. Somebody lost a glove. It was Camden Rummo. Here's a shot from Sutton Kornblum at the right point. Turned away by Trent Pavlik. And a shot in the left circle. I think Pavlik may have turned that away. Puck behind the net. Now it's right out in front. Oh, it bounces away from Pavlik. Jack Riddy couldn't get a stick on it. And it's cleared by the Eagles. Under a minute left in the power play for Ravenwood. Puck back in the Indy zone. And a Ravenwood player falling over on the left wing side. That was newcomer Jake Farrell, freshman. I think he's Ryan's younger brother. Luke Powell, right wing side. Off to Liam Powell. One-timer. Oh, Pavlik got a piece of it. I thought it was going to go off him and float in. It stayed out. And now we get a whistle and a hand pass against the Raptors. 27 seconds left in the power play. 10:15 to go in the first. 2-0 Ravenwood lead. Draw one by the Raptors. Brought back into the Indy zone. Luke Schenkel left point on the wall. Moves away from the wall. Cross to the right wing side. Powell. Powell tried to center. It went off a stick towards the net anyway. Luke Powell gets it back. Here's Cohen Landcamer getting it towards the net. Liam Powell putting it out in front. They're trying to stuff it in, and Pavlik has it covered. Penalty time against Indy is up. They're back at even strength. Sophomore Jonas Martorell was in the box for the Eagles, serving the too many men call. Draw is going to be to the left of Pavlik. 9:45 left in the first. 2-0 Ravenwood. One by Indy. Jacob Giblin gets it around the boards to the far side, held into the left point by Luke Schenkel, but it bounced around on his stick, and Indy are able to clear, but they're going to end up icing it. Torrin Kemble icing it from his own blue line. Draw is to the left of Pavlik. One by Indy and brought out to center, but Zach Egley almost brought it back in, knocked off his stick by A.J. Novak as he tried to cross the blue line. Here's Luke Powell carrying it back into the Indy zone in the right wing. Powell with a shot, stopped by Pavlik. Puck slides past the net. It's behind the net, picked up by the Raptors. Egley, now Powell on the right wing side. And Powell's drawn or is it going to be a penalty against Ravenwood? I think it's a penalty against Indy. It's Rhett Gordon for roughing. So Ravenwood back to the power play, up 2-0 with 9 minutes to go in the first. Draw was to the left of Pavlik. Put out in front, but intercepted by Camden Romo and cleared. Knocked down at center by Sutton Kornblum. Now Liam Powell, right wing side, a shot, score. There's the first goal of the season from Liam Powell. Lasers it right into the right-hand side of the net to convert the power play and gave Ravenwood a 3-0 lead with 8:42 to go in the first. Draw one by the Raptors. Zach Egley. Behind the net, puck's out in front, and a backhander stopped and covered up. Actually, it's in the glove of Pavlik. Pavlik's made 7 saves on 10 shots. It's not bad considering Ravenwood have basically run at him this whole game. We're not even halfway through it. Puck behind the net. Put out in front. And cleared away. It's coming towards the Ravenwood net, and Ryan Farrell's going to decide to cover it up. Not going to take a chance with Jacob Hill, one of the 11 independent seniors hovering near him. They counted that as a shot. That's not a shot. Draws to the left of Farrell. Won by Indy. Wyatt Lutkins, puck got away from him. And now taking off is Jack Reddy. Reddy down the Indy slot to the net, a shot. Turned away by Pavlik. He got a piece of it with a left arm. Puck put out in front and a shot. Turned away by Pavlik. Owen Appel at the left point, passing it down. Trying to get it towards Schenkel. Puck cleared out, Camden Romo. Gives it away to Appel right when he was crossing the Ravenwood blue line. Puck slapped back into the Indy zone. Camden Romo now. Puck got away from him. Braden Sizapaniak carries it back into the Ravenwood zone, but then the puck got away from him. Puck flipped back into the Ravenwood zone. Luke Schenkel keeping it away from Landrick Majewski. Schenkel around Dylan Rizzardi. Puck on the inboards behind the net. Liam Powell takes a push from Ben Howard. No, it's not Ben Howard. That's Oscar Dubon, excuse me. Oscar Dubon, one of just 2 freshmen on this Indy team. Puck sliding back into the Ravenwood zone, icing waved off. Luke Schenkel getting it behind the net for Appel, but taken away. It's out in front. Torrin Kemble's shot. Stopped and held onto by Ryan Farrell. Now that was a shot on goal. As Independence finally 6:16 to go in the first, 3-0 Ravenwood lead. Draw to the left of Farrell. Won by Ravenwood. Cleared out. It's out at center. There's Cohen Landcamer in the Indy zone, sending it towards the net. It's cleared away. Now it's out in front, and a shot stopped by Pavlik. Now puck pushed out to center by Jacob Hill, but given away to Luke Powell. Powell back in the Indy zone on the right wing side. A shot stopped and held onto by Pavlik. 5:43 to go in the first, still 3-0 Ravenwood. Draws to the left of Pavlik. Puck up against the boards. Cohen Landcamer battling away with Sizapaniak. Now puck passed out to the left point. Luke Powell dropping it down to Gavin Hussey. Hussey off to Luke Egley. Egley going to the front of the net, or trying to. It's in the crease and covered up by Pavlik. Draw to the right of Pavlik. Won by Indy. Oh, puck popped up in the air. And Camden Ramo played it with an absolute high stick, backhanding it over his head. I mean, that blade was pointed straight up at the ceiling. A Ravenwood player played it to kill off the high sticking infraction, though. Brought back into the Indy zone. Shot stopped and covered up by Pavlik. Draw to the right of Pavlik. Puck in the Ravenwood zone. Dylan Rosardi poking it towards the net, but Owen Appel with the interception. Now Rosardi gets it back, takes a shot off the glove of Farrell. They say it's the third shot on goal, but I believe it's just two, as Ravenwood are going to end up icing the puck. 4:16 to go in the first, and they're up 3-0. Draws to the right of Farrell. Won by Indy. They try to get it to the net, but it's intercepted. Owen Appel gives it away to Evan McAllister at center. But then the Raptors get it back. Liam Powell back in the Indy zone. Right circle, going to go below the goal line, around the back of the net. And the puck taken away. Nope, he got it back. Shot wide. Missed the net to the right of Pavlik. And he was calling for the puck in front, but they couldn't get it to him. Now a one-timer from the right point, blocked. Blocked, and trying to bring it out was Torrin Kemble. Puck out at center. Sutton Kornblum. Right wing side of the Indy zone. Round the back of the net. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Here's Jacob Hill. Shot deflected. Broken up by the stick of Jake Farrell. Puck still in the Ravenwood zone, though. It's at the inboards. Rhett Gordon taken away by Owen Appel. Appel up the far boards. Luke Powell can't get it out. Now it's out at center, back in the Indy zone. Cleared out by the Eagles. Luke Powell brings it back in, moving towards the net, and his shot missed the net. Looked like it may have grazed off of the left leg pad of Pavlik on its way by. Puck put out in front, but nobody in a black sweater could get a stick on it. Now it's out at center, Luke Schenkel. Puck sent back into the Indy zone. It's going to be an icing. Nope, they drop. Official dropped the hand. Puck still in the zone. Jack Reddy, tried to center the puck for Cohen Landcamer, but it went past him when he was right in front. Luke Powell tried to center, went off the stick of Rhett Gordon. There's a shot from Jack Reddy that misses the net. Puck put out in front, and a shot turned away by Pavlik. Puck out at center. Here's Luke Schenkel. Behind his own net. Puck taken away by Camden Rummo. Rummo falling behind the net, tried to put it out in front and hit the back of the net. Last minute of the first. Wyatt Lutkins centering it, and off the stick of Rummo, and Ryan Farrell grabs it out of the air with a glove and hangs on for the whistle. .6 seconds left in the first. Still 3-0 Ravenwood. Draw will be to the right of Farrell. Stretch pass to Zach Egley, but right as he crosses the Indy blue line, he's double-teamed, and then the puck poked away. Sent back into the Indy zone. Over on the far boards, Camden Rummo. Under 30 seconds left in the period. Rummo off to Ben Howard. Howard dropping it back. Rummo lost it in his skates. Wyatt Lutkins a shot stopped and covered up by Ryan Farrell, as Indy are bringing a bit of an offensive attack here at the end of the first. And roughing is going to be called against Zach Egley. So Indy getting their first power play of the season, trailing 3-0 with 21.8 seconds to go in the first. Draw to the left of Farrell. Won by Indy. Camden Rummo's shot deflected into the left wing corner. Ben Howard putting the puck out in front, but intercepted by Liam Powell. He tries to clear. It was slowed up by an Indy stick. Here's Rummo moving down the slot. Oh, he falls over. Trying to get back to his feet, but he was pushed a bit by Zeke Landcamer. And that's it for the first. Ravenwood with 2 goals in the first 70 seconds of the game, and then they added another before the halfway point of the first, and they have a 3-0 lead at the end of one. As Indy will have 98 seconds of power play time carrying over to period number 2. Let me go check the score sheet real quick. So it was Jack Reddy and Zach Egley given the first 2 goals for Ravenwood, or credited with the first 2 goals for Ravenwood. Trent Pavlik still in goal for Indy. Ryan Farrell still in goal for Ravenwood. Again, 98 seconds of power play time carrying over for Indy into this second period. Indy will carry the puck from my left to right and Ravenwood from my right to left. As the second period is underway, Indy won the draw, but it's taken away by the Raptors. Luke Schenkel driving the puck back to Jack Reddy. Drop down to the right wing corner, and Schenkel, who's pinning it up against the boards. Taken away by Camden Rumo, forced off the puck. Reddy tried to carry it out in front, but it was taken away. Now both scoreboard clocks are working right. Puck brought back, and there's a chance. Jack Reddy, a shot stopped again by Pavlik. This time on the left leg pad. Puck cleared out of the Ravenwood zone. Then it'll be cleared out again. 45 seconds left in the man advantage for the Eagles. Rumo on the far side for Oscar Dubon. Clearing attempt intercepted and then sent past the net by Jake Farrell. 30 seconds left in the man advantage for Indy. Dubon out at center. Now Wyatt Lutkins trying to get into the slot for Ben Howard, and then the shot from Rhett Gordon was blocked. The other freshman on this Indy team is Bryson Patton. Dubon on the left wing side, shot turned away by Farrell into the netting above the glass with just 6 seconds left on the power play. 12:28 to go in the second. 3-0 Ravenwood. As Trent Pavlik has turned into a brick wall since that third Ravenwood goal. It was scored by Liam Powell. Reddy, Egley, and Liam Powell, the goal scorers for Ravenwood. Draw to the right of Farrell, won by Indy. Camden Rumo keeps it away from Liam Powell, takes a shot, it's blocked in front, and then another shot put past the net. Power play time against, or penalty time against Ravenwood is up. They're back at even strength. Rhett Gordon. Puck taken away from behind. And they tried to pass it ahead, but it misses the stick of Jake Farrell and ends up in the Indy zone for an icing. Small crowd on hand for this one. On both sides. Draw is to the right of Farrell. Won by Ravenwood. Pass toward the Indy blue line was swatted away by the stick of Evan McAllister. Puck passed up the far boards. Now Cohen Landcamer trying to center for Lucas Brady, another one of the newcomers for Ravenwood, one of the 3 newcomers. Brady, a sophomore. That was broken up. Jacob Giblin behind his own net, trying to flick it along. McAllister getting it back to Giblin, who sends it over to the far side, but it's sent across by Cohen Landcamer's stick. Brady can't keep the puck away from Giblin. Puck held in on the left point by Owen Appel. Sent back down. Here's Giblin. Passing out to the far side and cleared. Now Lucas Brady, puck poked off his stick. Puck back in the Indy zone, cleared out by Evan McAllister. It went through a crowd, so no icing. Ravenwood trying another rush. Puck back in the Indy zone on the right wing side. Put out in front, but broken up with the stick of A.J. Novak. That was Gavin Hussey trying to center it. Now Luke Schenkel behind the net. Trying the wraparound from the far side, stopped and covered up by Pavlik. 10:15 to go in the second. Still 3-0 Ravenwood. Draws to Pavlik's left. It's won by Ravenwood. Gavin Hussey, a backhander off his stick and went across the front of the net. I think it went off the stick of Braden Sizapaniak. Puck cleared out by Jacob Hill. It's back in the Indy zone. Gavin Hussey on the right wing side. Behind the net, trying to put it in front, and a shot stopped. And then the rebound backhanded past the net by Zeke Landcamer was Will Gallagher who had the initial shot. Now Gallagher another shot that misses the net to the left of Pavlik. Puck out in front, of one-timer Schenkel stopped. And then the rebound, it ends up in the net. Gavin Hussey with a backhander that looked like it rolled off the glove of Pavlik into the back of the net. Ravenwood finally get their fourth goal of the game, and they're up 4-0. 9:26 to go in the second. Here's Camden Rumo with a shot that's blocked inside the Ravenwood zone. Puck held in at the left point, sent back down, but Rumo can't keep a stick on it. Rumo gets knocked down. Liam Powell with the puck now, going to carry it towards his own net. Around the back of it. And decides to pass ahead. It went off the stick of Wyatt Ludkins, but it still comes to its intended target. Zach Egley, his shot stopped. Rebound blockered away by Pavlik. Here's a backhander from Jake Farrell, stopped and covered up by Pavlik, who outside of giving up those 4 goals has been tremendous. 17 saves, now make it 18 saves on 22 shots. Draw to his right. Won by Indy, but it just went out. I thought Luke Powell was going to hold it in at the left point. Powell dumps at the puck inside his own zone, but he's double teamed. Still manages to get across to the far side. Cohen Landcamer flips it ahead. It's in the Indy zone. Jacob Giblin clears it out. Evan McAllister drops it back. Now here is Lucas Brady. Brady handing it off. Cohen Landcamer shot in the right circle, took a deflection and went past the net. And we're going to have a penalty against Ravenwood, I think. Will Gallagher going to go to the box for roughing. So Indy getting their second power play of the game, trailing 4-0 with 7:37 to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the right of Ryan Farrell. And won by Indy, but it slides out to center. It's in the Indy zone. Big tie-up for it, and Trent Pavlik's going to cover it up. Jake Farrell and Oscar Dubon were tied up going for that puck, and Pavlik comes out and covers it. It means the draw is to his left. Camden Rumo, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone with a shot that misses the net to the left of Farrell. Puck behind the net, Majewski. Now Rhett Gordon. Dropping it up top, Dubon moving down the left wing side a bit. Hands it back off to Gordon. Gordon. And a shot from, Torrin Kimball misses the net from the right circle. Puck jabbed ahead and then jabbed ahead again by Egley, and it's in the Indy zone. He's going to catch up to it on the right wing side. Egley in the right corner, overskated it a bit. Pinned up against the boards, under a minute left in the power play for Indy. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone, cleared out. Rhett Gordon across to Camden Rummo. Rummo trying to go to the net, puck taken away. And now a 2-on-0 for Ravenwood. Luke Powell down the Indy slot to the net, a shot over the net. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Eagles. Gavin Hussey holds the puck in. He's moving down the left wing. Hussey, a shot, stopped and held onto by Pavlik. Once again, the Raptors can't figure out Pavlik on a breakaway, as it was Luke Powell sending it over the net this time. 20 seconds left in the power play. 5:57 to go in the second. Still 4-0 Ravenwood. Puck ends up in the right wing corner off the draw, which was to the right of Pavlik. Rhett Gordon out to center. Puck got away from him. Gavin Hussey pushed into the boards as he crossed the Indy blue line. Evan McAllister up the far wall. Ben Howard. Now Wyatt Lutkins right at the Ravenwood blue line, had to draw the puck back. Penalty time against the Raptors is up. They're back at even strength. Jacob Giblin behind his own net, passing it up the far side. It's out at center. Sent back into the Ravenwood zone at the end boards. Farrell taps it around for Owen Appel. It's a shot from Ben Howard, turned away by Farrell. When's the last time Ben Howard had a shot on goal in GNASH? It's been well over a year. As the puck ends up in the bleachers, McAllister tried to pass it up the far boards, putting his stick out to deflect it over was Jack Reddy. 4:52 to go in the second. 4-0 Ravenwood still. Drawing the dot across from the Ravenwood bench. It's in the Indy zone. Who's going to get to it first? It's Liam Powell in front. Oh, and he just missed the net to the right. Now he gets off another shot from the left circle. That may have gone off of Pavlik's mask on its way over. Now the puck out in front again. Liam Powell, a shot stopped by Pavlik. Rebound, score! Lucas Brady, it looks like, getting his first GNASH goal. The sophomore in his debut, making it 5-0 Ravenwood with 4:29 to go in the second. So all 5 of Ravenwood's goals have been scored by a different player. Reddy at the first, Egley at the second, Liam Powell the third. I think Gavin Hussey at the fourth. And the fifth to Lucas Brady. As Ravenwood win the draw here, and a shot just misses the net to the left of Pavlik from Egley. Puck held in at the right point, and a penalty coming up against Ravenwood. Hit on the far side, drew a whistle. It was Egley. Ooh, a head contact. That's a 2 and a 10. Mike Driscoll trying to plead the case that it wasn't head contact, but he's not going to win that argument. So Egley's going to be out for 10 minutes. So somebody's going to have to sit in the box, take the 2. serve the 2. Who does that? It's going to be, well, you score your first goal, and then you end up having to serve a 2 on a 2 and a 10. So Lucas Brady will take a seat in the box and serve the 2. As here's a breakaway for Jake Farrell, and he scores! Shorthanded, Jake Farrell gets his first GNASH goal. Goalie's little brother makes it 6-0 Ravenwood with 4:07 to go in the second, and it's just 10 seconds into the penalty. And we're a goal away from being on the running clock. Although it felt like we should have been on the running clock in this game a long time ago. If Trent Pavlik hadn't turned into a brick wall after that third Ravenwood goal, we would have been on the running clock in the first period. But it looks like Ravenwood have figured him out now. Here's Jake Farrell again. In the Indy zone, could not get around A.J. Novak. Also had Oscar Dubon in front of him. Majewski. Landrick Majewski in the Ravenwood zone. A shot deflected into the netting above the glass by a stick. 74 seconds left of the power play. 3:31 to go in the second. Still 6-0 Ravenwood. Draw is going to be to the left of, Ryan Farrell. The shot was blocked. Here's Camden Rummo. Passing it around the back of the net. Now it's out at the left point. Rhett Gordon sending it down the wall deep. Under a minute left in the power play for Indy. Behind the net. And Ravenwood ready to clear. They tried to, and it just dribbles out. Jacob Giblin. Over to Rhett Gordon. Gordon back across. Ben Howard. Howard's shot blocked. Puck put in front for Lutkins, and it's intercepted. Clearing attempt held in at the left point by Rhett Gordon. Across to Giblin. Jacob Giblin. Trying to go back across and went off a Ravenwood sticking out. Could be a breakaway here. It's Gavin Hussey. Oh, and Trent Pavlik put the stick out and prevented it from getting a shot off. Camden Rummo back into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. His shot missed the net. Penalty time against Ravenwood is up. They're back at even strength. Rummo passing it down. Ben Howard behind the net. And we get another whistle. I think, did the net get dislodged or? I think the net may have been dislodged. 2:01 to go in the second. Still 6-0 Ravenwood. Draw one by Indy. Rhett Gordon getting it over to the near side. Here is Jacob Hill, turning it over. And now back the other way come Ravenwood. And a shot missed the net. Will Gallagher out at center. The only newcomer who hasn't scored. Puck back in the Indy zone on the right wing side. Sent past the net. Now cleared out by A.J. Novak, but it's going to be an icing. 76 seconds left in the second, still 6-0 Ravenwood. Draws to the right of Pavlik. Won by Indy. Puck out on the far side. Raptors look like they're going to hold it in, but then Liam Powell fell over a teammate's stick. Kick back into the Indy zone. Liam Powell controls it until he's bumped off the puck by Evan McAllister. Under a minute left in the second. Puck out on the far side. Dylan Rosardi gives it away to Sutton Kornblum. Kornblum behind the net. Passing it out up top. Zeke Landcamer's shot didn't get a lot of stick on it. Now the puck is back in the Ravenwood zone. Cleared out by the Raptors. Ooh, nice move by, I think, Gavin Hussey to get past the defender. His shot stopped by Pavlik, trying to pull in the rebound, and pushing it in for him to cover it up is McAllister. It's Gavin Hussey on the shot. He had Jake Farrell across the way. Draw's going to be to Pavlik's left. Draw was won by Indy, but turned over to Ravenwood. Puck in the left wing corner. And they tried to pass it out to the slot that was deflected away by the stick of Wyatt Lutkins. Was ready, trying to get it to, I think, Cohen Landcamer as the second period comes to a close. Ravenwood scoring 3 more goals. Gavin Hussey and then 2 of their 3 newcomers get on the score sheet. Lucas Brady made it 5-0. And then Jake Farrell made it 6-0. And it is 6-0. Ravenwood at the end of 2. But I got to give credit to Trent Pavlik. He has made 21 saves on 27 shots. The Brentwood JP2 game should be done by now. See if we can get a final from that. So here we go for the third period. Ravenwood up 6-0. Ryan Farrell still in goal for the Raptors. Trent Pavlik still in goal for Indy for the for this third period. Ravenwood will carry the puck from my left to right and Indy from my right to left. Draw is won by Ravenwood. Jake Farrell, left wing side of the Indy zone, taking a shot, missed the net. Somebody doesn't have a stick. It's Jax Grayson. He's going to go back and get it while the puck is in the Ravenwood zone, and a slap shot from Camden Rumo just misses the net to the right of Ryan Farrell. Luke Powell. Passing it off to Luke Schenkel. Passing it up the far boards. Cohen Landcamer trying to guide it into the Indy zone. Here's Ben Howard at center. It's back in the Ravenwood zone on the far side. Camden Rimo tried to backhand it towards the net. That's intercepted. Cohen Landcamer, right wing side of the Indy zone, a shot. Stopped by Pavlik, rebound, score. On the follow-up, it's Jack Reddy getting his second goal of the game. It's Jake Farrell getting his second goal of the game to make it 7-0 and put us on the running clock. Rhett Gordon is shot. Stopped and held on to by Ryan Farrell as the clock is now ticking with Ravenwood up 7-0. Sutton Cornblum with a puck for Ravenwood. Ahead for Will Gallagher. Again, the only one of the three Ravenwood newbies who hasn't scored in this game. And unless, here's Torin Kimball in the Ravenwood zone, a shot over the net and into the netting above the glass. Unless Indy suddenly come back and make it interesting enough where they have to pull the goalie, he may not score. 11:30 and ticking left, 7-0. Ravenwood leading. Draw one by Indy, which was in front of the Ravenwood bench. Jacob Hill into the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. Forced off the puck. And cleared out by Owen Appel. Now here's Jack Reddy into the Indy zone, passing it off. Jake Farrell shot. Stopped by Pavlik, I think. Yeah, they put it up on the board. Shot by Kornblum. Puck out in front. Oh, and a little shot off the left toe of Pavlik's pad. Puck back in the Ravenwood end. Kornblum. And now here's Jack Reddy back into the Indy zone shot. I think it may have been blocked before it ever got to Pavlik. We get a whistle because the puck, I think, went out of play. Under 10 minutes to go, 7-0 Ravenwood. Oh, wow, a 3-3 tie between Brentwood and JP2. Puck behind the net, put out in front. Will Gallagher's shot, gloved and held onto by Pavlik as he's trying to get a goal. Draws to the left of Pavlik. Draw was to the left of Pavlik, won by Indy. Here is Ben Howard into the Ravenwood zone. A shot off the glove of Farrell and in the net. Ben Howard in his first game back in over a year scores Indy's first goal of the season to make it 7-1 Ravenwood. They're going to have to stop the clock because it's not on the running clock anymore. Stop it with 8:45 left in the game. So that kills the running clock for the moment. And, folks, again, I tell you, if it weren't for Trent Pavlik turning into a brick wall after that third Ravenwood goal, we would have been on the running clock in the first. Just Wyatt Ludkins, a shot deflected past the net off the stick of Luke Powell. Now here's Liam Powell back in the Indy zone, getting taken down, trying to leave it in front for Luke Powell. His shot missed the net. Here's Luke Powell again, back in the Indy zone. Round Jacks Grayson, but he couldn't get the shot away. Now Wyatt Ludkins out at center. Right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Ludkins shot, turned away by Farrell. Puck put out in front for Howard, and his shot turned away by Farrell. And Will Gallagher a little too slow with the puck. He gets knocked down by Howard. Now Powell, Luke Powell, as Liam goes to the bench behind his own net. Here's Luke Powell going to the Indy net, and he scores a nifty backhander to put us back in the running clock and make it 8-1 Ravenwood. Six and a half minutes to go. And a backhander from Jake Farrell stopped. Farrell, I think, is looking for a hat trick. I might have to check the score sheet at the end of this one. Luke Schenkel left point. Tried to pass it back down, poked away. And it was Torrin Kimball trying to get the puck to Landrick Majewski. Puck back in the Indy zone. Oscar Dubon. Now Majewski in the slot, a shot missed the net, as he almost gave Indy a second goal. Jack Reddy across to Jake Farrell's shot, turned away by Pavlik into the netting above the glass. 5:30 and ticking to go, still 8-1 Ravenwood. Zach Egley skating in circles until he fell over. Now Sutton Kornblum at the left point, taking a slap shot. Did that ever get to Pavlik? He put up the glove. And then the puck at the side of the net, and Pavlik covers with 4:30 and ticking to go. 8-1 Ravenwood. Puck out at center. That's back in the Ravenwood zone. Gavin Hussey getting to it. Now Zach Egley could not get around Jacob Giblin. Jake Farrell. Farrell almost ran into Will Gallagher at center. Farrell now right wing side of the Indy zone. Shakes off a hit attempt from Dylan Rosardi. Goes to the net. A shot stopped and covered up by Trent Pavlik. With now 3 minutes and ticking to go, Ravenwood up 8-1. Draw to the left of Pavlik. Puck out in front, and Cohen Landcamer sent it past the net. There's a shot, stopped by Pavlik. Zeke Landcamer shot. Oh, it's in. I think they're saying it was Zeke Landcamer's goal from the blue line, so it may have deflected off an Indy sticking in, but it's 9-1 Ravenwood. 2:25 and ticking to go. That's running clock insurance for the Raptors. Not that it's a big worry. Here's Luke Schenkel. Here's Zach Egley trying to go to the net. Puck out on the far boards. Mason Brooks with it for the Eagles. And he is skating through center into the Ravenwood zone. Attacking the net. And his shot is stopped by Ryan Farrell. Puck sitting at the side of the net. And oh, he falls over. It's in the crease. And he backhands it in. Mason Brooks gets his first goal of the season to make it 9-2 Indy, or make it 9-2 Ravenwood with under a minute to go.
Up now to Georgie, stoned him on a shot. I just told him, oh yes. Okay, that's next level. That's something Payne would do.
Yeah, Paynefield, that's who it was. Clock runs down to 0, and Ravenwood are 1-0 to start the new season as they beat Indy 9-2. A dominant performance from the start as they scored twice in the first 70 seconds of the game. But give Trent Pavlik credit. He made 24 saves on 33 shots. If he hadn't turned into a brick wall after the third Ravenwood goal, this would have gotten way out of hand. I'm going to go check the score sheet. So the goals for Indy, Ben Howard and Mason Brooks. Ravenwood with 8 different goal scorers, 2 from Jake Farrell. And then the other 7 came from Lucas Brady, Jack Reddy, Liam Powell, Gavin Hussey, Zeke Landcamer, Zach Egley, and Luke Powell. Let me just get that. Let's see. Brady, Reddy, Liam Powell, Hussey, Zeke Landcamer, Egley, Powell. Yep. So Jake Farrell making his GNASH debut is our player of the game with his 2 goals. As the Raptors move to 1-0 on the season. So that means there's just one by now. Although it should be done by now. Still going on. Wow. 2-3-3 ties. Brentwood and JP2. And Centennial and Franklin both those games in 3-3 ties. Wow. Wow. Well, so that means the night in GNASH is over. And so the final scores of the night. Summit Page beat the Outlaws 3-2. 3-3 ties. Brentwood and Pope Prep CPA GCA. And Centennial and Franklin BGA and Ravenwood beat Independence 9-2. So here are the standings with tonight's games in the books. Ravenwood at 1-0 in Tier 1. Then you have 4 teams at 0-1. Brentwood, Pope Prep, Franklin, and Centennial. Then you have MBA and Mount John sitting in the middle because they haven't gotten off the starting line yet. And Independence down at the bottom at 0-1. Tier 2, Summit Page at the top at 1-0. Hendersonville Beach, Father Ryan, Rutherford Rampage, Nolensville, Ensworth, Lipscomb, USNBA, Nashville Christian, Station Camp, Liberty Creek all sitting at the starting line still. And the Outlaws are 1-0. The Outlaws are 0-1. Schedule for next week. On Rink 2 in Bellevue. MBA taking on Independence. 6:30 over on Rink B here at Centennial. USNBA Nashville Christian taking on the Outlaws. USN's season debut. 6:35 on Rink 2 in Bellevue. Nolensville, Ensworth, Lipscomb taking on Summit Page. 8 o'clock over on Rink B here at Centennial. Brentwood against Centennial. And then at 8:10 on Rink 2 in Bellevue, Mount Juliet, Green Hill, Lebanon making their season debut taking on Franklin BGA. Franklin also playing their first 3 games of the season during these next 7 days. The next Wednesday, it reads 7 o'clock, but I'm pretty sure it should be 7:10 here on Rink A at Centennial. Ravenwood against Centennial. 8 o'clock on Rink 2 in Bellevue, Nolensville and the Outlaws. 8:30 on Rink B here at Centennial, Summit Page against USN. And then 8:40 here on Rink A, Franklin against Indy. Monday, we'll have Brentwood against Centennial, be on the air at 7:50 for an 8 o'clock face-off. And then next Wednesday, we'll be on the air. If it's 7 o'clock, 6:55, 7:10, 7:05 for Ravenwood against Centennial. And then we'll be on the air at 8:30 for Franklin BGA taking on Independence. So that's it. That is it for the first night of the 2022-2023 GNASH regular season, as Summit Page get a 3-2 win over the Outlaws, and then Ravenwood dominate Independence and beat the Eagles 9-2. Everybody will slowly be getting off the starting line these next couple of weeks. And then in the 3rd week of October, the week of the 19th, it's going to be full bore as everyone will finally be at full steam and playing the season. Thank you so much for listening as season 14 of GNASH action gets underway here on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. I'm Michael Hackney. You all have a great weekend. Good night from Centennial. The GNASH season has begun.